Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's episode we're going about 10 kilometers south of Valencia city to the Albufera. The Albufera Nature Reserve is one of the most important wetland areas in Europe and covers around 21,000 hectares. It consists of 3 different ecosystems. At the heart is the Albufera Lake. At around 2,100 hectares, the lake's surface area is roughly the same size as Valencia city. But although it seems huge, it's still only a meter deep. Surrounding the lake are marsh and rice fields, and separating the lake from the sea is the Devesa forest. The name Albufera comes from the Arabic Albuhaira, which means small sea. The Albufera Lake was originally part of the Mediterranean Sea, but became separated when a strip of land was formed by river sediment carried down from eroding mountains in the area about 1 million years ago. So originally saltwater, it became freshwater, fed by the Júcar and Túria rivers, as well as underground springs, which are called uyalas. Up until the 60s, the water was very clean and packed with fish, mollusks, water insects, plants, and the rich diversity of birds that fed on them. But urban, agricultural, and industrial development of the area in the early 70s had a terrible impact. Thanks to massive pressure from citizens, which took hold in the late 70s, continued development, including plans for a large tourist resort and a racetrack, which would have leveled the dunes and forest, were halted, and several regeneration projects were implemented. So, power to the people. The rice fields, which grow some of the prized rice for Valencia's legendary paellas, are mostly lands taken from the lagoon through dredging, and roughly 14,000 hectares are devoted to this crop. Since being declared a natural park in 1986, various measures have been taken to minimize the negative impacts of rice farming. A lot of these have been dictated by the EU and accompanied by economic aid packages. It's an important area for migrating birds. They rest here. And 350 bird species use the area at some point during their lifetime. Approximately 90 of these species regularly nest here. Many of these are classed as rare or endangered. Also, more than 800 species of plants, which many are classified as rare and endangered, also live here. So the efforts made to protect the Albufera and improve the quality and the quantity of the water that feeds it are increasing annually. Let's hope. This vast open horizon with tall, full-headed crops waving in the breeze remind me a lot of the prairies of Canada and my old home province of Alberta. So I've decided to bring a little bit of Alberta to the Albufera. I wrote these next 2 songs as part of a project called Acres of Dreams, in which I and 3 other songwriters researched and wrote songs about some of the early settlers of the Canadian prairies. These songs were then worked on by Emmy Award-winning arranger David Pierce, and we then performed them live with the Calgary Philharmonic Orchestra. An amazing night. Of course, before the seeds of those settlers' stories were sown, there are the stories of the Indigenous people of this area. If you'd like to learn more about Canadian history from an Indigenous perspective, you can access a free course through the University of Alberta, the U of A. I'll include the link in the description. The first song is called When the Strangest Weeds Take Hold. I shaped it around a group of people called the Doukhobors, who in 1899 formed the largest single mass migration in Canadian history. The Doukhobors were a Russian religious group whose commitment to pacifism and rejection of secular government in many aspects of the Russian Orthodox Church got them in trouble with both the Russian Church and state. With the help of Leo Tolstoy and other sympathizers like the Quakers, money was raised to help the majority of them, approximately 7,500 people, start a new life in the Canadian prairies. Although they were very seasoned farmers, breaking new land in the prairies, along with long bitter winters, presented huge challenges for the Doukhobors. Many of the men had to leave their families to go earn money working on other projects like building the railway, leaving the women and children behind to handle everything else. This disruption in their family dynamic, along with pressure from Canadian authorities to compromise their values, created strife within the group and caused them to splinter into smaller groups. One of these groups was called the Sons of Freedom, which ended up carrying out acts of violence such as bombings and arson. In this song, a Doukhobor mother reflects on her people's struggle to immigrate and settle in the prairies and wonders if pursuing their dream is what led to her worst nightmare, her son breaking their golden rule of pacifism and joining the Sons of Freedom.
All I ever wanted for my baby was to have a better life than the good Lord gave me. To turn my back on the motherland, that's fine. We spirit wrestlers have strength and faith, but I never thought we'd sail so far away. I feel the sea in me, I'm wavering. We'll do the best we can do. Continue west, brave pacifists will help each other through. We'll do the best we can do. When we reached the other shore, I felt steadier than by rail. We all felt better, yet still my son would not calm down. Now this thought haunts me. We'd come so far, so fast. Perhaps his nature was shaped by the ceaseless motion of our path. Well, is a woman to soothe all these restless souls as they're adapting? We'll do the best we can do. Well, the men work out, we'll work in and do the planting. I've been working my fingers to the bone, but I can't replace that his father isn't home. Sometimes, like I promise, we're together and he shines, but it's never soon or long enough for a young man's timeline. I know why you're so sad, boy. I can feel it in me too. Would you let me sing a hymn with you? I know why you're so sad, boy. I can feel it in me too. But those men aren't talking sense to you. Those men aren't talking sense to you. I remember how it sounded when we were 4,000 strong, but now we're scattered like the gravel from the road we walked here on, and the precious crept into us like a tale so often told. We're like the earth once it's been broken, and the strangest weeds take hold. We're like the earth once it's been broken, and the strangest weeds take hold. We're like the earth once it's been broken, and the strangest weeds take hold. All I ever wanted for my baby was to have a better life than the good Lord gave me. All I ever wanted for my baby was to have a better life. I had to turn away when he asked me that question, 'cause I know what the sons of freedom do. I know everything. I couldn't tell him what it was that he needed me to say, 'cause he who lives by the sword has cut all hope away. Ooh, what is a mother to do when there's no tenderness left in the seed she planted? Ooh, I don't know what I can do, since this prairie's made a wolf of you. This prairie's made a wolf of you.
This next song is called Owl and Boy. Founded in 1869, the Home Children Program sent over 100,000 poor and orphan children from the UK to Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa to work on farms and in homes. Although many of the adults involved were philanthropists, many others did not have such charitable motives, and the children were seen as free labor. In this song, a troubled, lonely 8-year-old home child stumbles across a young burrowing owl out in a field. His new feathered friend offers him comfort and some good advice.
I met a boy just like me. He couldn't fledge feathers, had no family. Although he had 2 legs and human teeth, his eyes were wild like a prairie beast's. We owls are swifter than the children of men. Every week of our lives takes a year for them. By my calculations, that made us both 8. I said, aren't you a little short in the beak to migrate? Hatchlings are born, helpless and weak, depending on our parents to help us feed. when something happened that kept my folks away. Struggling on my own, my feather growth was delayed. Time waits for no one, the elder bird said, and as the nights grew colder, my flock flew away. Time waits for no one, the boy nodded his head, said a similar thing had happened to him. Boo-hoo. Said he'd come from a land far away, which was why he spoke differently than other kids I'd heard play. Described for me a city that was gritty and black, where the roofs were damp and the gutters had rats. The society of waifs and strays had gathered up his gang and shipped them away from the hunger and the hazards of the dead-end streets to where the food was plenty and the air was sweet in Canada. Woo-hoo. Will you stick by me? Can I call you friend? Though these folks are fine, I don't feel like one of them. I said I would stick by him as he knelt by my den. I told him all I'd learned of borrowed homes and adapting. Afincunukularia, that's my family name, or burrowing owl, as they say on the plains. We're built for flight, but we live on the ground in other creatures' burrows, which we have found. We cozy them up with twigs and grass, but none of this offers protection if the owner comes back. Gophers are fine, snakes are mean. I think the badger is the deadliest that I've seen. But your human situation is worse, it seems. You never know what kind of animal they will be. You can't be too quick to call one friend or enemy. Hoo-hoo. When one is the runt of the litter, or the new kid on the hector, you've gotta analyze the obstacles and dangers and then do them one better. Take me, for example. I work a bit each day on my imitation of a rattlesnake. The language of one's predator's a handy thing to know. The mastering of it is how I've saved my tail up till now. Life here holds amazing things, even without a set of parents or a pair of wings. You ask, what can this prairie bring? I said anything, anything, anything. Oh, Canada. Will you stick by me? Can I call you friend in this land of grasses as vast as the ocean? If we stick together through thick and through thin, we can forage a future to orphans in Canada. Oh, Canada.
Farewell, friends. Thanks again for joining us here at the Albufera. Now we'll leave you with a little sunset serenade as I sing part of a song from the album Hunger Made You Brave. The song is called The Robin's Request, and I dedicate it to all of my favorite little migrators and wish you the best.
For a little while, a lifetime in a day. the waves, before the crave, between the this and the they. Can I paint you a picture with the dirt from my wings and the damp of the storm clouds, charged rumblings? I know you wanna run back, but there is no back. I know you wanna run back, but there is no back. I know you wanna run back, but there is no back. There is no back. All of the little things must fuse to make things richer. What seems like the end is just starting again. What are dreams without sunshine to tend them? So can I paint you a picture with somebody's words? I can paint you a picture with somebody's words. Now that he has departed from this strange world a little ahead of me, that means nothing. People like us that believe in physics know the difference between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion.